They don't like a woman being a commander. Men don't like it.
Basically, for a man to actually get to a particular height, career-wise, he doesn't have to do much. But for a lady, you have to do twice as much.
As a woman, you have absolutely no say. The moment you raise your voice, it's like, hey, you're a woman. People will remind you of that.
No, she's too emotional. She's a
Bossy.
crazy woman.
Hello guys, welcome back to Life Club. My name is Ruth and we're going to be discussing a topic that is very, how will I say this, is dear to my heart and I believe to most women, and that is, do you believe that women are being treated as second-class citizens? I'd like to get your opinions also, so make sure you comment down below, and if you're yet to subscribe, don't forget to subscribe. So I'd like to introduce my beautiful ladies. What's your name, please?
Shalom, Madam.
Shalom. Her name is Shalom. And
Jill.
what? Jill. First of all, if you hear the term second-class citizen, what comes to your mind?
When a person is being discriminated politically or in the environment around, or by the government or self or something like that.
Even when they're still citizens.
Citizens basically. So when you say second-class citizen, that means you're treated below the normal standard. Yeah. So basically.
So what do you...
I think that when citizens undergo the social stigma, they have to face that stigma everywhere, be it corporate, be it normal jobs, even in the households, in between families. So to me, second-class citizens, it's just not a political issue, but everything that goes on in a household.
It goes down to the roots, the family. When the family builds up the community. From the community, then you go to the higher ranking.
Even now that we're even outside the country, do you actually even think, for the fact that you've even left your country, you felt like, okay, I've left though. Even in this society that you're in, do you think women are being treated as second-class citizens?
Of course, yeah. If I talk about just India and then I'll talk about the world, but if we just talk about India, I think that women are thought to be subpar as compared to men, and it shows up in jobs, mostly in jobs. Like there are really less number of women in the defense forces. They don't like a woman being a commander. Men don't like it. So in other jobs, women who are working really hard, but they are like, okay, you also have a family, you also have a child, and how will you manage? And women have to face that question.
And the thing is, we have what should I say, single moms, that they're actually the head of the family actually. So
women have to face these questions, and the scenario is pretty much the same, I think, everywhere. If you just look at an article, if you just go to Google and search women as second-class citizens, you will find articles from Australia, you will find from America, you will find from India. So it's universal.
So for basically for a man to actually get to a particular height, career-wise, he doesn't have to do much. But for a lady, you have to do twice as much, and to actually get to be treated almost equal, and you're not even equal, even after getting the brains, after getting the power. Even if you are in a post of power, you're not still treated as an equal. You're still treated as she's too emotional, she's a crazy woman. If you're ambitious, if you're doing something, they tend, or you try to fight for your rights, or you try to point out injustice, they say you're very aggressive, you're too. But the truth of the matter, we tend to bring up our defenses because we know how we've been treated. And now, like, women are actually coming up and they're giving we younger women the boldness and to come out and actually go for something, chase our dreams and aim higher than the normal norm. Normal norm is, oh, you have to
Get married.
cook, get married.
Cook. My
And
president
then
once said.
our president in Nigeria,
once said,
she wants us to
my place is in the kitchen.
cook, clean, and
The other room.
Take care of
kitchen and the other room.
The other room. When he says the other room, he's trying to say sexual. That's
So like
my
while
job.
literally nothing, there's no brain.
A whole president
That-
of a country
like
saying that.
it says you are being treated that way, but I won't say that I won't say it's as bad as
Yeah.
before.
Yes.
It's getting better because people have fought for us to actually have a say, have rights, and although I'm not saying it is where it should supposed to be, but women now are in post of power. Women now are make moves.
Crazy black woman. That's it. When you raise your voice, the next thing you'll be like, oh, she's emotional, or she's going through a period, or
she's so emotional.
yeah, or she's having a period. So that's why
Yeah, are you PMSing?
yeah, like, because are you menstruating? Because why? Because I said how I felt. So because because the way I said how I felt was in the term of this is it, this is what I want, and they feel like, oh, you can't do that unless the hormones are helping you. You can't stand up for your rights unless the hormones are there to. It's hormones that make you courageous during that period, and I'm like, really now, really, is that what is this
The
it?
truth of the matter is, women, you do know that we're the brains behind everything that goes on in this world. If you think about it, although we're not at the forefront. Yes, men are they show the confidence, they show the authority, they tend to get things done. But if you look down, the brains behind that law, the brains behind it has always been a woman. Yes, we don't now. I like the fact that women nowadays are being taught to actually go for what they want, speak their mind, and not like use a man
As
to
the
get
forefront,
to
to
where
get
they want to, you know. And if we are given a chance to express ourselves more, I think the world will be a better place, honestly, because I mean, God knows,
So what would you?
I think the society has just set these norms for women that because you're a woman, you're supposed to be soft-spoken.
Yes.
You're supposed to behave a certain way.
You should be feminine.
Yes, you have to be feminine. You have to behave a certain way to get accepted, right? And so, as a woman, you have absolutely no say. The moment you raise your voice, it's like, hey, you're a woman. People will remind you of that. Exactly. Yeah, know your place. You will be reminded of this, but nobody does that to a man. Everybody's like, hey, you're a man, come on.
Yes, you should be the one. They encourage you
Yeah.
to do those things because you're a man. But as a woman,
Exactly.
they discourage you. Like, no, you have kids in the house. Who's going to take care of the kids? Yeah, and it's really sad because I feel like there are a lot of ambition. There are a lot of lives they've killed just because of there are a lot of things. Probably the world will not be in this place if they allowed some women to be in positions of power. I'm not saying it would be better, or I'm not saying when a woman gets there everything is going to change, but I'm just saying we can never tell. If there's equal opportunities to everybody, we don't know what would have happened. We'll probably not be in this position. And funny thing is, in this period, do you notice that it's all the countries that the women are leading that actually went through, like, fought the virus well, as far in terms of the lockdown was cut short easily in those countries compared to the countries whereby it's actually the male that are dominant. Sorry to say, but
Imagine US. US with Trump. I don't like Trump.
oh wow.
Who does?
I feel like he's a man child. But anyways,
Back to
yes.
So, do you guys think women empowerment, this whole women empowerment, trying to empower women, is helping, and do you think there's advantage or disadvantages to all this?
I think it is. We've come a long way. At least our generation has. I think
Okay.
the women in our generation are going to be really growing up to be really strong, really outspoken. As far as I look behind at my mother and her mother and their generation, they're still a bit held back. And they teach us the same thing, but it's up to us, and we've taken that knowledge from
them.
Yeah, we've taken that knowledge from the world around us, that this is not how it's going to work. It has to change, and that's why we got feminism. That's why we've got these women rights activists, and they're fighting, and I think it will get better. It will
So
get better.
in terms of with two women now standing, then one woman will be like, trying to pull down the other ones. On social media we hear, women empowerment. But when it comes to your family, when it comes to personal basics, are they actually empowering you? When you get to that office, when it's time for promotion and there's a woman to compete for the position and there's a man to compete for the position, ask yourself, do you actually support that the woman should take over? Or do you still support, the man should take over? But when you get outside, you're all about women empowerment. But at the ground state of the work, where your voice is needed, really, you actually?
That's where the society is failing us now. That's where people around is failing us. Yes, we're empowering women to aim high. But when it comes to pull or shove, and when it comes to the nitty-gritty of things, they tend to back off, and you feel like you're alone there. And the truth of the matter is, we women ourselves are not helping matters because we antagonize each other. It's like we're in a competition with each other, and it's not supposed to be. Everybody has a place.
The mentality that we believe that when we get to the top, there's only one space for a woman. Even if there are 5 seats at the table, we still feel like there's only one space for a woman, and then we start competing with each other instead of fighting for the rest of the 4 spaces. I don't know if you understand what I mean. So until we remove that mentality that it's only one woman can be at this position, it's only one person that can be at this position, then we'll be able to not fight against each other but try to occupy the rest of the position, because in our mind we've already left the 1st seat for the men. So it's my job to compete for that just 1 seat, when the men are just trying to look for who to fill up. Even funny things, some people are not even competent enough to fill up the 1st spaces. I'm not a man bachelor, because some people So I think we need to remove the mentality of this position is only meant for one woman, it's only one person that can occupy this space. If you get to that point, I think it would be very, very good
because that's the way it is, and that's why we have so much competition. Men don't have to go through that so much, right? Because there are so many. They can go together. It's easier for them to unite. But for us, it's a challenge to actually get united. And plus, I've also seen feminism being misused by women themselves.
Exactly.
Right? Then the word came pseudo-feminism, and every guy is like, she's a feminist, But the word has a deeper meaning to it, and women have misused it themselves. And that's why the movement lost all of its purpose, all of its focus, what exactly it was meant to do, but it went the other way around. So we have to balance that out a bit. And these women who are using feminism to actually hurt men or suppress men, that's not the idea.
Yeah.
We are here for equality. Violence against women has been normalized so much. Even like a single slap, if a woman raises her voice, it's like, it was just a slap. What are you worried about? It's like that. And even these women who face domestic violence, when they go back to their families, the families are like, hey, you got married, that is your home. This
You
is
should go back
no
there.
more your home. That's your home, you should go back and sort it out. Adjust. That's what we are taught.
Or they'll tell you, you are the woman.
Exactly.
You should make your own. You're the one to make your own. So
yes, don't
you should
break it, go, stay. And nobody's teaching that to the men.
You're saying,
right? So
you're the one making him like that.
yeah.
You're doing what are you doing to make him do this? Meanwhile, the guy or the person is honestly an insecure monster. Women have been taught we are being groomed for marriage.
Yeah.
Or are being groomed.
But it's not the other way around.
It's not the other way around. You just leave the boy and just.
So, with what both of you guys said, even including that's where the second class citizen come in place, because when you go to the government or the police to report that kind of issue, they don't see it as a problem. They see it like, why are you complaining? Marital rape in my country, it's like, it's not possible. It's not possible for it to happen because why? That's your husband. They don't take it serious. But I'm very sure, I don't know of a man reporting if he was raped, but I'm very sure if that happened, first of all, though they don't treat them right, they don't treat them in a good way because anybody can be raped. But be it a man, be it a woman, anybody can be raped. But I'm very sure they will still be concerned like, how did it happen? How is it possible? But for a woman reporting that kind of thing, what were you doing? Why were you dressed that way? Where were you out at night at that moment? So I would like to ask you, do you guys have any experience or any, be it personal or be it someone you know, or things you've observed that can say, oh, in your community, in your society, that shows that women are second class citizens? I'll say in my country now, in Nigeria, I saw a post whereby it's in the law that as a Nigerian woman, when you get married to an outsider, you are not allowed to get your spouse is not allowed to get your citizenship. How does that make sense? Are you trying to say I'm not a citizen of the country? Because what if me and my husband decide to stay in Nigeria, will you continue to pay for visa? Because he got married to me, so I'm a citizen. I should be able to pass on my citizenship
basic right
to the man. But no, that's why in my own country it's so vivid that yes, when I just said that one, for the fact that it's in the law, like it's legal, like come on now. So what other things do you guys know?
And when you take this issue to the government and you say, you know what, we are treated like second class citizens, the government tries to tell you that you feel that way, but we are not doing anything.
Wow.
So you are blamed for the way you are feeling. Right? So you are blamed for telling how you feel, but they are saying, okay, we are not doing anything, but you are feeling this way, so we don't know. So
yeah.
So
that what she said, and with all we said, nobody's ever going to. There's no law that will ever say women are second class citizens. The feeling, there are some things you don't say, but you know this is it. Do you understand what I mean? Even Obama said it one time when he went to Kenya. He said they should stop treating women as second-class citizens. Absolutely. For him to say that means it's actually happening. As young women out there, remember, you are worth it. You can go for whatever you want. You are allowed. You're free to go for the sky is as wide as anything. Dream big and do what you want to do. So thank you guys for coming again. I really learned a lot from both parties. So this is where we end. Thank you guys for watching, and make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I'll link their social media handles below. You make sure you follow them and tell them you want to like. See you guys later.